All right, ladies and gentlemen, Melina's looking super stunning. So what did you think of that rainbow haired wig? Wasn't it fabulous? So Melina's gonna model all day and all night. Now I did say some very interesting things about myself as a performer. I mean, believe it or not, I'm not about Marco and Melina. As soon as the shows are done, I'm kind of just wanting to get back to being an ordinary person. Now, I mean, I'm not getting paid on YouTube, so people might be like, well, you already are an ordinary person, but I really don't feel that way. I'm not trying to say that, that I'm not ordinary, because everybody's ordinary to some extent. I mean, we're not like, it's not like we're all like, oh, if we're a star, we are ordinary as a star, but I mean, there are people that are just so glam and so gorgeous and so talented that they go beyond a typical person that would normally function, right? Their functions are beyond that, right? So for me, I do feel like I'm beyond um, I'm beyond I'm above, like, I'm not above anything really, but that I do feel that I'm so glamorous and so perfect in a lot of ways that I go beyond an ordinary person. Now, I'm not trying to say that that's something that I'm, you know how it is. I'm not, and I mean, everybody, like, okay, I mean, Reese Witherspoon, right? Like, you see Reese Witherspoon when she had the DUI, and she's like, "Do you realize who I am?" Not, I wouldn't say something like that, or I wouldn't be like, like, "Oh my God, like, I'm so good." You're not, but to some extent, when you see yourself and oh yes, I'm meant for stardom, I'm meant for this, that, and so I'm very like. I mean, okay, I'm trying not to say it in a way that seems rude. I'm not. I would never say anything to be rude or anything, but I mean, when you see how good you are, at least in the realm of celebrityness, I'm not trying to say that I'm better than everybody or I'm like the bee's knees or anything like that, but in the realm of celebrityness, you do have a certain standpoint on it when you are a certain character, and it goes beyond regular celebrities. My persona in my personal life, of course, is ordinary to some extent. I mean, I'm basically just a good-looking guy all the time because Marco is always Marco, not Melina. But I'm basically just a good-looking guy in my personal life. So when you see me as in this role as a YouTuber, yes, I feel I do go above and beyond a lot of people's personas, a lot of people's characters, a lot of people's ability to perform. I do go above and beyond that in my eyes, but in terms of like what I am as a person, and we all live, we all die, we all life is fragile, we all have like we all have weaknesses and stuff like that, but I mean for the most part I see myself as beyond, at least as a performer, I see myself as beyond an ordinary human. Now, I mean, that sounds arrogant, and I'm trying not to sound arrogant. I'm not trying to sound arrogant because that's not what I am at all. I'm very humble and very kind. But I mean, the show that I give, I'm just trying to say the show that I give is beyond a show, like a really good show, right? So that's what I mean. I'm not trying to say that I shouldn't have to follow laws or anything like that, or that I'm beyond something too much. But I mean, we all have those days where we're just like, the stuff that I perform as, or the way that I do my thing, or the way that I am, is above someone else, and that could be in anything, right? Like maybe you're a cashier at Walmart, and you're about to get a promotion because you do a really good job, and someone else would never get a promotion. So technically, you're above and beyond their performing, but you're an ordinary person. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to say that I'm super grand and I'm just the best thing there is. I do believe that as a performer and as someone that, and I'm very nice too. I'm not rubbing it in anyone's face or anything like that. But as a performer, there are certain people that just go above and beyond. Like even like Madonna, right? Like to say Madonna's ordinary, I mean technically she is, but I mean when you see what she's done and what she's accomplished, you kind of think to yourself like the word ordinary does not meet her persona or her personality. Like she's not ordinary. but I mean, she technically is ordinary, but you know what I mean, right? Like, and I mean, Madonna's a nice person, I'm sure. Like, I mean, I've heard different things about how her personality is, but I mean, I used to be, I went to Toronto one time and someone said she's not very nice, but I mean, like, who knows who that person was, or maybe they hit on her and she was married or something at the time. I don't know, but you can't always be flawless, right? So maybe you run into somebody and you're not as superly friendly or anything like that, but that doesn't mean you're not friendly or nice. It just means maybe you had a bad day or something, or that person was asking you out, and maybe instead of being friendly about it, you decided, well, you've been asked out a lot or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, who knows why that person says that about Madonna, but and who knows if they even met Madonna, um, but like when you see yourself perform, like Madonna, for instance, like I would say that if she said she wasn't ordinary, I'd believe her, I mean, and I'm not trying to say, like, I'm Madonna, I mean, Madonna is a person that has a good mind. She's got healthy kids. She does things to promote, um, support, like, she's a humanitarian. She's a philanthropist. She does all kinds of stuff for people. Um, she's done a lot of research for AIDS and HIV. She's done a lot of things for different things. She's talked about having safe sex, which is very important, by the way. Make sure you have every sex type of sex act you do. Make sure it's safe, and make sure that you are um, getting tested regularly if you're actively having sex, of course. But yes, so especially with different partners, so make sure you're getting tested. Yes, so it is something that she's brought, even though she's beyond measure good compared to other people, in some sense. I mean, some people, celebrityness is not important, so they might not even care that she's a celebrity. But I mean, deep down, we all know she's the bee's knees, right? Like, she's pretty good. So I mean, for the most part, um, when we see someone like her, we don't think she's ordinary at all. And I mean, that's not something that she would, that's not saying that somebody is ordinary. To say somebody is ordinary is a rude thing to say. I would never say somebody's ordinary, unnecessarily. But when you see someone like Madonna, you have to say she's above the ordinary, in some sense. I mean, and I mean, she is ordinary in a lot of ways, but I mean, I'm sure deep down at home, she's just like a naturally, caring person, or she's a mom, and all moms are the same sometimes in some ways. But realistically, we all know, whenever we think of Madonna, we don't think ordinary. So that's the kind of angle that I'm talking about. And like I said, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I would never claim someone's ordinary or say someone's less than or whatever, ever. But when you see someone perform, at least in their performances, they're above ordinary. That's what I mean. So I'm not trying to be like, oh, you're not meeting the. And I mean, my fans. I would never say anything bad about them. They love me so much. So I'm not talking about them in terms of. I would never say, and I would never point to anyone and say, oh, you're ordinary. You're ordinary. Why would I say that, right? Like, I'm not going to be like that. Um, but it's just when you see someone perform, at least their performances are above ordinary or extraordinary, right? So you can see that in a performance, and that person is so flawless as a performer that it's just like, it's kind of like, well, they're nothing, they're not meant to do anything else. They're just so good at it. So anyway, thank you all for watching. All right, bye now.